turn this back up. Hello everyone. It's been quite a while. Right? No videos, nothing. Sorry. College has been a nightmare. Before I get started, how are you all today? Yeah, I'm back. Raphael. I won't be back for too long, though. Maybe I'll be back next week, because the end of the month is spring break, so maybe I might have a live stream during that time. How am I doing? I am doing alright. I got some things sorted out with college, and it's been a burden on my shoulders for a while, and it's nice to have it off. Okay, so today's live stream that I had planned was to go after the toughest monsters in the game and give you some general tips on how to beat them solo. And for the purpose of this live stream, I'm using this build. This is the build I had before Frostfang came out. So I'm not going to be using like Rathalos armor or anything. If I honestly would be using that, but just for the purposes of people out there who may not have endgame builds yet. So this is like close enough to endgame. So I got the Saffi Jiva's Shatterblade. These are my augments. By the way, people keep asking me how do I heal with how do I heal? It's health regen on the augment. It's one of my favorites augments because being able to heal as you attack is very useful, so you don't waste time drinking potions or anything. So this build, yeah, we got the Brachy helmet, the Alatreon chest piece, 2 pieces of Teostra, and Kolthroth. So just going over quickly what my build is: attack boost, critical eye, critical boost, all that kind of jazz, you know the deal, like DPS. But for the more obligatory stuff, stun resistance, I hate stuns, so gotta get rid of those. Health boost is obvious. Blast attack that comes with the waist, and plus I have an extra jewel slot. Quick sheath, I think it's core to have on longsword. Because it also affects your IE slash sheath, your special sheath that you can do that has your counterattacks. Recovery up, that actually affects your healing with health regen, so you can get more health out of that. Plus, also healing more from your potions is not a bad idea either. No build is ever finished without fashion. Yes, This is what I would call my Master Samurai outfit. Uses the Yukumo armor, the hat. It's like one of my favorite hats because I love straw hats because I love samurai. And everything downward except for the leggings is the Azure Age that you can get from like that's the Hollywood quests or the USJ quests. And of course the oolong legs, because I think they look better than the star. Alright, so first on the list that I will cover, let me actually pull it up. By the way, I don't have a script, so I don't know how much I'm going to be saying. But hopefully whatever I say can help you guys achieve victory in solo. Actually I'll do this. I was kind of practicing this yesterday, so I'll go over like each of the monsters and like some general ideas. I'm not gonna cover the tier 1 monsters, so let's see. Yeah, up to Ligiana. So sorry, these guys are pretty easy to take down. Like, you shouldn't need my help with these. But yeah, but if you want like a one-word thing, Great Jagras, squishy as hell. Like, if you can't beat Great Jagras, then you're okay. Same, just if you can't beat these two, I don't know what you're doing. Sorry. Pookie, first general challenge, I guess, for new hunters. Cut the tail. Same goes with Coral. Cut the tail as soon as possible. Baroth, you can use water pods, or I forget what those are called, but you can knock the mud off and you can make him squishy. Generally, don't go for his head unless you have a blunt weapon. Rathalos, same thing, you can use water pods. Never had issues with them. Toby, love Toby. Very fun fight. Just be a little aware of what he does. He'll jump around a little bit. And Janasa, I hear, is a lot of trouble for beginners. His bites come out pretty slow, so you can take advantage of that. And if you're using a weapon or an attack that doesn't flinch you, you can mostly just scoot on by and attack while he attacks with his bite or like a kick. When his mouth gets on fire, try your damnedest to attack it, because you want that hard knockdown. Rathian, cut the tail off immediately. Don't want to have to deal with that poison. Titsy, break the head. You actually weaken his flash. And also, tip, or just a heads up, when he starts dying and his head's broken, he will fail to do the flash sometimes. So there's the indication. Halumu, you can actually shoot slingers at his head while he's puffed up, and if you shoot enough, you can actually knock him down on the ground. But generally, just to keep tacking his head. Jaros, a lot like the other fanged wyverns, not too much, just watch out for the paralysis. Radabon, break the bone armor, then you can get access to his squishy bits. Okay, apex monsters of the regions. Legiana, mostly she likes to stay in the air a lot, so if you want, use flash pods. I don't use flash pods because I think they're cheap. If you have a weapon that can counterattack, try to counterattack during the spin moves that it does going forward. Extreme Behemoth solo? No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that again. You just go watch my Extreme Behemoth experience video. That was a nightmare. I'll fight regular Behemoth if you want, but I'm not fighting Extreme again solo. Otogaron, so he attacks in bursts of 3. Or he does 3 combos, so just be prepared for that and take advantage of that knowledge. So also he'll do like 1 attack and then maybe jump back. Just be on your toes, and if he does his 3 attack combo, then just be ready to counter at the 3rd attack. Any tips for the small Jagras? Don't use ranged weapons. If you use ranged weapons, you're fucked. Rathalos, AT Volcano solo. I don't know if I want to show that off yet, because I do have that planned in the works for the Arch-Tempered Volcanus experience. Nergigante hunt? No, I'm not opening the thing yet. It's going to be mostly solo, so anyways, Rathalos. This goes for Zora as well. Try to go for the wings. For some reason in Master Rank, they decided to beef his wings up, so they're a lot harder to... They're not a crit spot anymore, so you're gonna have to soften them, or just go ham on them. But if you can break the wings, or at least one part of the wing, he'll struggle to fly up for a second, and that'll give you a chance to attack. If you can break his other wing after he does that, he'll do it again. Oh, Diablos. I don't really have tips for him. He's very straightforward compared to Black Diablos, which is a nightmare. As soon as he gets underground, you have 2 options for the hills, or dive, and generally you can dodge it like that. You can dodge it if you go perpendicular to where he's coming from, but I find that most of the time it doesn't really work. If you break it, the weak is bounceable as well, so you can break that off. Kieran, controversial opinion here. I don't think Kieran's hard at all. Kieran's really easy to me. Maybe for rank 49 hunters, but yeah, ever since the Clutch Claw got introduced in the game, Kieran got so easy because you could just soften up his hide. So when he gets supercharged, just soften his hide up and you won't have to worry about bouncing. Although, I will say this, I always have Mind's Eye in my builds now because I hate bouncing off of things. Because it leaves you open, and plus, oh yeah, it just leaves you open. It's really annoying. I hate it. Kieran, just focus on the head. Yeah, watch the lightning. There's patterns to it. Zora, do I really need to say anything about Zora? It's more of a siege than a fight. Meh. Dodo. Attack his head when his head's glowing and he's got magma. And blow his head up. Very easy. Not too hard. Pink Rathian, a lot like normal Rathian, gets new flips. Cut the tail off. Deadly poison is annoying. Get rid of that. She also has the 3 fireballs that shoot out as well. Pink, a little difficult compared to normal Rathian, but still can manage. Basil, try to keep him keep knocking him down. You want to prevent his scales from growing, because if they grow, they'll have a tendency to just fall off whenever. And that randomness can screw you over sometimes. So like maybe you're in the middle of a combo and it's just not, you just can't do anything about it and you just get blown up. So for some reason they nerfed knockdowns in Master Rank. I find it's a lot harder to knock down monsters compared to high rank and before. Or I should just say before Iceborne. But I remember I would always knock him down whenever I attacked his legs, and it was really easy. But yeah, just keep knocking him down, aim for the legs. Yeah. Devil Joe, pretty challenging at first, but not that hard to learn. Honestly, one of my favorite fights. I love beating the shit out of Devil Joes. Fun fact, the reason why I got so good is because I fought so many Devil Joes. I literally had this mindset, like, if I could beat Devil Joe over and over again, I can get good at the game. And it actually kind of helped. So for Devil Joe, stay under him most of the time. Oh, and also, by the way, I'm trying to give general tips because I am a longsword main, so longsword, yes, I guess it's OP because you have counterattacks and you can counter anything in the game. But I'm hoping that these tips can help you even if you're not a longsword main. But anyways, stay under him as best you can. Watch out for the footstops. And when he takes enough damage, he'll do a retaliate. And you want to hit him during that attack animation because you get a hard knockdown. And that's very useful. Saffi or Raging Brack? X Spectre, what are you referring to? Like, am I going to cover those? I'm covering Raging Brack later. Right now I'm just doing a quick rundown of the monsters, and then we'll get to actual hunting. Oh, in terms of armor, Saffi has the issue of damaging you every time you attack. It's a risk of reward armor set. Raging will give you the... Raging's armor is pretty good. It has some good, some good armors. The legs, the arms, I think, and the head piece. Those are one of my favorites to use. But Agitator Secret is good too. Yeah. Levicios, Lance has counters too, that they're quite different. Well, here's the thing about Lance and why I don't like it. And before I continue further, I'm actually gonna turn down the music because it's kind of loud. what's interesting is I actually don't listen to the music in Monster Hunter that much anymore, because I listen to like a mixtape of things on my laptop or whatever. It's also because I record these videos or record these sessions sometimes, and I want to insert my own music. And yes, those get copyrighted, copyright not strike but copyright claim. So there's a difference. I actually did get a claim on one of my videos, and it got taken down. Like, well, not taken down, it's still up, but no one can watch it because like 96% of the world cannot see it for some reason. That would be the Rabbit Yotaz experience. Am I playing on my laptop? No, I'm playing on PS4. I'm surprised people do not know that yet. I am PS4. And maybe eventually Switch, because I might cover Rise. Anyways, as I was saying with Lance, yes, Lance has counterattacks, but the problem I have with the Lance, as well as the Gun Lance, is they're too clunky and they're too slow for me. They're too... I like mobility, and just as a personal preference as to why I gravitate towards longswords, I like counterattacking a lot in video games. Because to me that's skill if you can manage to counter stuff off. But yeah, so longsword is a giant ass katana. What more can you ask? I love my swords. I love long swords. Lance kind of got better with Fatalis armor. I wouldn't know because I'm not a Lance man. Anyways, Levisioth. No one likes fighting him. I think he's probably the most disliked or uninteresting one of all the monsters in the game. I mean, he took Agnectar's position over... Yeah, he took Agnectar's position when he was supposed to be in the game. I never liked the Piscine Wyverns, I'll be honest. So anyways, Levisioth. I know it says right here that he's not that weak to fire, but here's a big tip. Actually use a fire weapon. Because if you use a fire weapon on him, you'll actually ignite his skin, and it will become squishy. And then again, you can also use the Clutch Claw as well, just to soften it up. Yeah, but other than that, that's just an annoying thing, but just use a fire weapon, and you can just soften his armor up, and then just go to town. Because honestly, even though Levisioth's annoying to go up against, he has, because of two things. One, the constant bouncing, but that can be solved with Mind's Eye and softening, as well as heating him up. But another thing is that he, for some reason, whenever I go up against Levisioth, he's always really difficult to, like, kill. Like, I feel like he has a lot of health. But in light of that, he's very flinch heavy. Like, most of my attacks that land on him, like, he'll just get flinched super easily. It's not just the skin, it's the armor you have to break. Well, yeah, that's the armor, what I'm talking about, the skin. So, just heat it up. If you can break it, the head's the easiest thing to break, so once you break that, then you should be able to not worry about that. But then again, just use Mind's Eye, because I love Mind's Eye. Mind's Eye's good. Hello, everyone just coming in. I'm just going over the monsters one by one in the Hunter's Notes before I actually start hunting some. Uragon. That sounds kind of annoying to go up against. Break his chin the best way you can, because if you can break his chin, his whole head becomes a weak spot and is very squishy. Big tip for people who can counter or guard or whatever. When he does the gases, specifically the fire one, the fire fart or whatever you want to call it, you can actually, for example, with my longsword, you can actually foresight slash that. And continue attacking within the fire like it's not doing anything. So there's a tip there. Also, when he starts rolling around, if you have like crystal bursts on you, if you shoot him while he's rolling, you will get a guaranteed knockdown. Also, you can mine his back for some reason. Just want to throw that out there, but I never really do that. Uragon's a fun fight in my opinion when he just blades. I honestly really didn't care about Uragon or Radobon, really. Zora Rathalos. Honestly, I think he's a lot easier than normal Rathalos, because of one thing. Yes, sure, he likes to fly a lot, but there is this one attack that you can take advantage of. If you have any type of slinger ammo that can flinch him, so slinger burst, or not slinger burst, crystal burst, or whatever the ancient forest one is called again, I forget, scatter shot, I don't know, scatter fruit, whatever. If you have any type of slinger ammo that can do a flinch, you can actually get him back on the ground pretty easily. So there's this attack that he does like this cartwheel towards you with his feet. He'll land on the ground and shoot a fireball, and then he'll get back up and start flying again. If you manage to shoot him while he's on that ground for those few seconds, you will actually keep him on the ground, and he'll stay on the ground. So that's how you can keep him on the ground, and honestly I think he's an easy fight, not too hard. I think he's easier than regular Rathalos. Plus his wings are squishy again. It's weird they only applied that to regular Rathalos, but they didn't do that for Zora. And same thing applies with the original Rathalos. Break his wings, you get that animation where you can't take off. Is Diablos known as a flying? Why is Diablos known as a flying wyvern when he should be a brute? Because he has wings, and brute wyverns, have you seen how thick they are? Like look at Devil Joe, for example. Brute wyverns are more like, they don't have wings. That's just a thing. Diablos has wings, and he looks like a flying wyvern. Black Diablos. Oh God. Also, I forgot to mention between the Diabloses, Diablosi, whatever. If you use screamer pods while they're underground, you can force them up, and you get them stuck like it's in a pitfall trap. But honestly, I never use screamer pods. But anyways, Black Diablos I do not like her. It's still one of the fights I struggle the most with. Stun resistance is very useful. I always have it on, so I never notice, but the Diabloses, they can inflict stun on you very easily. So, really suggest having stun resistance, because if you get stunned while they're in their rampant combos, then you're pretty much screwed. You're dead. That's why I hate stuns, because it gives the monster a free hit. I don't really have much to say about Black Diablos. Okay, when she's digging, she has two different types of digs. She does either a leaping one, or she does the normal, like, just burst out of the ground. If she does the leaping one, it's a delay, so you can react a little more. And also, there's sand that gets knocked up that shows you the direction she's going to go in. Even then, like, the hitbox is pretty big. Use something with a shield. Yeah, if you have a shield weapon, you're fine with Diablos. You can just block it. Other than that, just try your best. Try to do a Superman dive. But don't do it too much, because the Diablos, especially Black Diablos, will combo her attacks a lot. Like, when you think she's done, she's gonna just dig under the ground, appear again, charge at you, dig again, and then just go on a crazy spree, and it's annoying. I really hate Black Diablos in Master Rank. Nergigante, a good old spiky boy, one of my all-time favorites, and probably my favorite monster of Monster Hunter in general. I love Nergigante. It's honestly a really fun fight. His scratches attacks don't do much. You shouldn't worry about that. I haven't fought regular Nergigante in a long time, honestly. I haven't fought a lot of these. I haven't fought like Devil Joe or Basil, because I've always just been fighting Master Rank monsters. So with Nergigante, just focus on his spikes. Try not to make them grow, because if you do, you give him access to the dive bomb attack. With that, try to... You can't block it unless you have guard up, the skill that lets you block anything. But try to do a Superman dive. That's how you can dodge that. But yeah, Nergigante, fun fight. I think he's... If you don't like fighting Devil Joe, I think he's also not a bad option to train, like to get better at the game. Because, yeah, he's a really good fight. I think he's the most balanced fight in the game. Teostra, blast powder, just beware of that. If you go anywhere in his clouds, you will be afflicted by blast. You can mitigate that by two things. You can either roll 3 times, or you can use a fireproof mantle. And I kind of recommend using a fireproof mantle for Teostra and his wife. So, yeah, just watch out for the blast powder. Generally, when he does the blast powder attack and he spreads it around himself, usually it's not that close to his head, so if you stay like in between his head and his arm, you shouldn't get hit by it unless it's the super explosive blast powder. So if he does that, you can generally take advantage of that for free damage, as well as his flamethrower attack that he does side to side. Oh, and also he does have this new move in Master Rank where he does a cone of a flamethrower like cone at the ground and just burns everything around him. You could use that as training for Fatalis. Don't get hit by that. Just try to... I mean, it doesn't do too much damage unless your fire resistance is poor. But yeah, you can just try to get away from that. And then we go to Lunastra. Fun. Lunastra is a lot harder than Teostra. I think she's a bitch. I hate her. I hate her guts. Yeah, most of her attacks just come out really quickly, so you kind of just have to be ready. And why is my laptop updating? A savage because you got better at the game and learned to fight better. Okay, tell me how I haven't killed Nergigante on my first try, but I killed Runer and Nergigante on my first try. Well, maybe because you fought Nergigante so many times that... because Runer's not too much different than normal. In fact, Runer has some of his attacks taken away from normal. Like, he doesn't do his dive bomb anymore. And I kind of miss that. I'll be honest. Anyways, Lunastra, definitely you need to have the fireproof mantle for this. And because when she does her supernova will melt you like before you can even blink. So your best option is to do the Superman dive. You want to spam that thing as much as you can. If you get wind pressured, that just sucks. It just sucks because you're gonna get hit by her flame waves. So if you get hit by that, stay on the ground as long as possible. But, yeah, she's a struggle. Her wings are her weak spot, unlike Teostra, so go for those. I hear that bow guns, ranged weapons, and insect glaive. This fight's easy, but whatever. Kushala, never honestly really had too much issue with him. Yes, the wind pressure is annoying, but you could use Rocksteady to mitigate that, or the skill, which I don't use the skill, so I just use Rocksteady. Big tip here. Go for his head. He is one of the easiest monsters to knock out. And I also would say Teostra kind of falls in that same boat, but not as easy. But Kushala, if you can keep hitting his head enough, you'll just constantly knock him down, and by the time he'll get back up, he'll get knocked down again. And you can honestly keep that in a loop. I forget what that's called, but I know people do that in speedruns and stuff. But yeah, it's not too hard. Just use Rocksteady. You'll be fine. I love Gore. I'd love to see Gore and Rise. Okay, yeah, I'd like to see him too. Gore Magala is pretty cool. I liked him a lot. I just also found out that in the Monster Hunter movie where they were promoting it, Gore Magala was in it, and it turns out that he wasn't even in the film for like a few seconds. Like, yeah, they showed him for a few seconds, but that's it. He doesn't have any big role. You don't actually see them fighting him. Wasted. Wasted Gore Magala. Okay, Hazak. Dual blades against Kush, maybe, I don't know. Hazak, null berries, or the immunity mantle. You can prevent the miasma from growing. If your health gets cut in half and you have miasma, be careful when he does the sucking in attack, so like his beam, or he'll like stand on his hind legs and start sucking in everything, because he will also suck your life away if you have miasma. So clear that off with either miasma resistance, a null berry, or whatever, or immunity mantle, whatever. Honestly, never had too much issues with Vol. He's very slow, so he telegraphs a lot of his attacks. Not that hard, in my opinion. I don't really know what to say about Kulve, because that's a siege battle if you're talking about the high rank, but for the master rank one... So, try to attack the chest as fast as possible. Break the chest as soon as possible. And I'll tell you a tip right now. If you soften her chest up, and you wallbang her, you will instantly break her breastplates. And honestly, what else are you going to call them? So once those are broken, you can actually start hitting the chest, and if you hit the chest enough, you'll soften up her mantle, and that's when you can go on her mantle. Yeah, as the fight progresses, she gets a lot faster. Just know about positioning and stuff. Not too hard. Not too bad of a fight. Still like her. Xenojiva, the final boss of East Worlds. He's very squishy. Baby version of Saffi. I don't really know what to say about him. Like, you should have him down, especially if you have Master Rank armor. Like, he shouldn't give you much of an issue. If you don't, then focus on his forearms, because he will flinch a lot. Especially when he gets empowered, he lights up and, like, stuff, but that makes his whole body squishy. Whoops. Behemoth is a Piscean Wyvern, not hard at all. I'm gonna skip most of these. Actually, I don't know. Behemoth, not hard. Skip. Bambaro, go for his legs. Because if you break his legs when he does his charging attack, he'll actually take a moment to, like, take a breather. So break his legs. Viper Toby, his crit spots change from his head, or from his tail to his head, so go over there, or that's his main weak spot. Deadly Poison's annoying. So when he starts flying in the air, also, he'll, like, generally fly in a direction and then he'll do an attack. He won't just fly up and then just attack you immediately. Most of the time. Like, on very rare chances, he'll, like, jump up and then do, like, a tail attack, but I rarely see that. So try not to dodge too early when he starts gliding in the air. Sleep. Avoid the sleep clouds. Cut the tail as soon as possible. You can't cut the coral's tail immediately, because I think it needs to be at a certain health level in order to cut it, but keep working at it. Oh, Barioth. I hate Barioth. I'll be honest, I really hate Barioth. Very annoying fight. Try to break his forearms, for the love of God. It makes the fight a lot more bearable. It doesn't make it easier, but it makes it bearable. Because if you break his forearms, when he starts jumping around the arena, he'll, like, stumble a little bit. Also, if you break his tail, you rob him of his ice attack that he does with his tail. Like, when he does the tail sweep, it won't hit you with, like, Ice Blight. So, if you cut that off, you remove that from him. Nargacuga, honestly a lot of fun. A complete opposite to Barioth. I love Nargacuga. He's actually my favorite of the three pseudo-flying wyverns. Nargacuga, he'll jump around a little bit. Just be on your toes. You can actually dodge into his, like, swiping attacks and stuff, if you time it right. Be extremely careful of his giant tail slam attack, because if he's enraged, he'll do it twice, and but if he does it, that gives you big opportunity to do damage on him. Cutting his tail is a bitch. You have to aim for his tip of his tail. Sorry, excuse me. Aim for the tip of his tail if you want to cut it. Don't aim for, like, the base of it, so, like, towards his butt. You want to actually aim for the tip if you want to cut it off. That's what she said. Glavinus is pretty tough. A little slow. Cutting his tail has always been an issue with me, because his tail is super annoying to cut. The only way I find it easy to cut though because I'm a longsword, so I'm a longswordman because I can counterattack with my E slash. So generally I'll cut the tail off like that. But if you don't have a move that can counterattack, good luck cutting the tail on Glavinus. Like, cause your only chance is to get a mount while his tail is sharpened, or like get a hard knockdown somehow. But yeah, cutting the tail off of Glavinus is a bitch. But anyways, Glavinus always gets enraged pretty easily. Like, pretty easily. Like, I always fight him while he's enraged. So if you have Agitator, good against him. You can dodge through his tail attacks as long as you time it right. You can dodge through most attacks as long as you time it right. Also, like Anjanath, his tail is when he starts sharpening his tail, his mouth will glow ablaze. So just attack his head as much as you can. Cutting the tail is so important, make the fight 100 times easier. Comrade, are you referring to Glavinus or Barioth? I don't remember, because it doesn't really affect much on Glavinus. If you aim for the base of the tail. I feel like it's better if you aim for the tip. It's generally for each tail out there. Going for the base, you run the risk of actually hitting the body, so you might waste it. Yeah, okay. Glavinus, cutting the tail off doesn't really do much. Like, it doesn't have any worthwhile effects, to my knowledge. Like, it doesn't decrease the range of his tail attack. No, it doesn't do that. I never felt that. If it does, then it's not that noticeable. Anyways, that's mostly what I have on Glavinus. Tigrex. If you break his arms, this also goes for Nergigante, you get a knockdown. But Tigrex's arms are super squishy. Probably the easiest one of the three to break. If you get a break, get a knockdown, and go ham. Go for the head, very squishy, and also if you break it, it's reported that he does less damage, but I don't really notice. Just always be running perpendicular to wherever he's running when he's charging. Yeah, just avoid the pain train, just dodge out of the way. Brachydios, oh god, I hate him, honestly. I do not like Brachydios. Sorry, Josh. Thumbs up to everyone who knows who that is, which I'm pretty sure all of you know who that is. But okay, look, he's cool and all, but the slime is pretty annoying. However, you can mitigate that with the fireproof mantle. If you have the fireproof mantle with Brachydios, you will never be afflicted with slime blight. Also, if you eat an old berry, you get rid of it. I will say this though, Brachydios, very, very susceptible to stun. So, if you use the Clutch Claw on him, and you do like your softening attack, he will mostly drop Thorn Pods. So, aim those Thorn Pods at his head, get a KO. He's honestly a pretty easy monster to KO. Considering he's a boxer, but yeah. Brachydios is one of your faves. I never liked him, really. I hated him in 4U. Like, I absolutely hated him. Like, I was so pissed off whenever I fought him. But the only reason I fought him was because his gear was really cool, especially his longsword. I really liked how it looked. But yeah, that's mostly what I have on Brachydios. Also, when he starts sliming himself up, he leaves himself open there, so that's your opportunity to attack. Despite slime being stronger in this game, Brachy is still a lot easier here than he is in old gen. Yes, he is. I think he's a lot easier in this game. But that doesn't change much, my opinion on him. Best longsword channel I've seen. Thank you. Mostly people always point out, like, what about Peepo or Team Darkside? They're so much better than this guy. Well, I think I've come to the consensus that, yes, those guys are gods. Those guys, they like play this game nonstop. I don't know if they play anything else. But those guys, they'll just go out and they'll just play this game like nonstop, and that's why they're so good. I'm gonna just say this. Yeah, I think I am a pretty good longsword user, above average, way above average. I think I'm one of the best longsword users. out there. But I am a casual player. That's one thing people don't understand. I think that's why people say that my longsword play is so good. It's because I'm so casual. Like, I don't drink demon drugs. I don't have sweaty builds that much. Like, I mostly build comfort first before I do sweaty. So, in turn, I guess you can call me the casual god. Any tips for Fatty? We're not there yet. We'll get there. And it's got 100 viewers. Good for you, my guy. Thanks. How many monsters have I missed? Quite a bit. We're on page 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're on page 6. But I haven't actually started fighting yet, which I know people are wanting me to fight them. Anyways, let's continue. Shrieking. Ice Blight. Also the spikes that she'll shoot up from the ground. Just remember there is a delay on that, so even if you do get hit by it, you can dodge just before. Screech! Yep, Screech from Legiana. Shrieking Legiana. Big thing though, is that I think she's a little bit easier for me, because I'm a longsword main, because if you can hit her enough times in specific spots that have ice on them while she's in the air, you get a hard knockdown. And this knockdown that she gets is very long. So you can take advantage of that. So hit her enough, she'll do like this weird backflip thing, and then she'll just fall flat on her ass, and you can just go to town on her. Not too bad. I love counterattacking her. Like, counterattacking her and knocking her down is just a feels good moment. Honestly, I don't mind you giving tips to fight the monsters. In fact, it's quite helpful because you will also show us how to fight the monsters. Well, yeah, I'm not gonna fight all of these monsters. If I was gonna do that, then I'd make this a series. Or, you know, I was actually thinking about like actually going through each of these monsters and like fighting them one-on-one, but we'd be here for hours, honestly. Could do that perhaps, but that's like 3 days or something dedicated to this. Anyways, Fulgur Engineers. Hold on, let's look at the comments. What are your thoughts on Monster Hunter Rise and the monster? What are my thoughts on Rise? It feels a lot like Worlds, but I hate the controls. I do not like the wire bug. I've gotten used to it, but I don't like it. Because they also they nerf the longsword a lot. So the counterattacks are a lot harder to pull off. And they also changed the IE slash to now if you get a counterattack with it, it now fills a bar of your... and it gives you a bar instead of take it away if you miss, or you keep it. So that's kind of... I think that's a buff, I guess, but most of the counterattack timing is a lot... It's a lot tighter in Rise now for longsword. Also, I absolutely hate that they changed the helm splitter attack to that it's now a part of the wire bug, because if you're in the middle of fighting a monster and you get a knockdown, and say you used up all your wire bugs, you can't do your helm splitter, so you're just sitting there just doing your normal attacks, and you can't use your helm splitter. Yes, you can grab wire bugs in the wild, but I just don't like the wire bug mechanic as much. And is it just me, or does riding the Palico, like controlling the Palamute, not Palico, does riding the Palamute feel stiff for anyone? Because I think it's very stiff. I do not like it, because, I don't know, I don't like it. It's very stiff. Oh yeah, I guess I should give my thoughts on Magnamalo, because I'm not making a video on him. The game comes out in about a week, and I don't have a capture card, so I can't cover Magnamalo or Rise yet. I plan to get a capture card in the future, but not yet. I'm in the middle of college. This is my last year. So, I get out in May, like towards the end of May, so perhaps by then I can maybe look into doing this. I wouldn't say full-time, because I do want to go in the movie world, Hollywood. Don't ever ride the Palamute, just run around. Yeah, but it's so slow. You can wire bug too, but eh. Longsword is OP in Rise, in my opinion. Well, ever since they gave Longsword counterattacks, it's been kind of OP. I'm not gonna complain, because I love Longsword. I'm gonna complain when they nerf it, but yeah. Anyways, let's get back to it. Fulgur Anjanath, a lot like normal Anjanath, although his attacks, for me, they come out a lot slower, especially his bite. As the fight continues, he'll start charging up, and then he'll go into supercharge mode. And just like normal Anjanath, if you can attack his head enough, you'll knock him out of it and get a hard knockdown for a few minutes, or for a few seconds, minutes. Yeah, not too bad. Just be aware of some of his lightning attacks. Yeah, just try to dodge. And acidic Glavinus. My kryptonite. I do not like fighting acidic. I like fighting Glavinus somewhat. It's okay fight, but acidic takes the fun out of it. So first half when the tail's crusted, it's very Glavinus-like. Like it's a normal fight for Glavinus, but once it's sharpened, it gets very cancerous. His attacks will come out stupid fast, and they're different patterns. The patterns you can get used to. I'm just annoyed at the poking, because the poking's annoying. And plus, with the armor down debuff, it can hurt you a lot. Good luck. I don't really have any tips for Glavinus, or acidic Glavinus. Just stay on your toes. What do you mean my movie world in Hollywood? I mean, because my aspiration is to be a director or a screenwriter, and I would like to make my own movies or stuff. And if I can't, and who knows, maybe I might actually make YouTube my job and like make movies here, because I'm trying to do that with the Fatal 4 saga. Oh yeah, man, I honestly really need help with that series. Like, doing it by myself. Also, because I'm in the theater business, I've learned about working with a team, and not having a team to work on the Fatal 4 saga, which pretty ambitious on my part, is pretty tasking on me, because I have a lot of things and ideas I want to do, but I can't execute them because I don't have the budget. Like, I don't have any good editing programs or anything, and plus I'm doing this by myself. But yeah, I don't have any news on what's next for the Fatal 4. Sorry, I've been busy with college. Oh, and also my play opened, or the play that I was assistant directing finally opened. It opened last week, and will also be opened tomorrow. It's also opening tomorrow, and tomorrow through Sunday. You can actually watch the play. If anyone wants, I can put a link in the chat, and you are free to watch it. Just be aware, it is a Zoom-style play, so it's not gonna be like just it's gonna be a Zoom recording. So just letting you know ahead of time. But yeah, I was really proud of it. I got to direct 2 of my own pieces in it, and yeah, I'm really proud of what we did. Wish we could have done it on a stage live, but the pandemic happened, and that sucks. Like the worst time ever to be like in the theater department, like that kind of business, and to have it shut down. It just sucks because you can't do anything. Anyways, Ebony Odogaron, you can use elemental weapons. If you use elemental weapons, you make this fight easier, because if you just attack his head enough, you'll get a knockdown, and you'll knock him out of his dragon state, or whatever you want to call it. He's a lot tougher in terms of hide. Like, you have to work a little bit to break his stuff, because not a lot of his he doesn't have a lot of weak spots that are very squishy, so you're gonna have to make those with Clutch Claw. Volcano, and for Volcano, honestly, not too bad. Watch the ice. I'm not sure if these tips are really helpful. Like, I hope they are, but I feel like I could say more. Or I feel like I could say more if I was actually fighting them, and I could show you. But anyways, Volcano, break the ice armor, then you get a knockdown. If she does her supernova, and I'm using quotations, her ultimate attack, Stay under her when she does her sweeping breath that she does like in a circle, and then she'll fly up and then do it again on the ground. And just step away and then dodge into it, and then you can get some damage on Volcano. This also works when she's just doing it normally. Not too bad of a fight. If you use Iceproof Mantle, you'll be fine. Arch-Tempered Volcano, though, on the other hand, do not overcommit on your attacks, because she most likely has... She has, like, a new moveset, essentially. Like, she'll attack and then do... Like, you'll think it's over, but she'll do something else. So just do not overcommit on your attacks with Volcano. Or, I should say, Arch-Tempered Volcano. Because if you do, you're going to get screwed over, because it's Arch-Tempered, and that's going to hurt. Which Nergigante and Volcano had a Turf War. They do have a Turf War, Raphael. I don't know, so, assuming by that comment you haven't seen it yet. But yes, they do have a Turf War. Seething Basil Juice. Unlike normal Basil Juice, you can't just attack the legs and get a knockdown. But his scales do not come off nearly as easily as the normal one. So you don't have to worry too much about it. Just focus on his... I'd like to focus on his tail, but focus either on his head or tail whenever they're glowing. Because if you do that, you can also use Crystal Burst and Bomb Pods. And if you hit the tail or head enough, he'll blow up, and then you'll get a knockdown. Yeah, that's all I really have to say about Basil. And when he does his bombing run, that's pretty easy to manage. Just don't be in the path that he's going in. Also, when he does his dive bomb attack and like lands on the ground, there is tremors. He does inflict tremor with that attack. So just heads up. If you don't have Tremor Resistance 1. Hey Andrew, love your content. Glad I finally caught a stream. Well, glad you're finally here, Jason. Please don't kill me. Black Veil Hazak, a lot like normal Hazak, but he has these gross spores on him that will just spew out gas clouds and emit miasma. Honestly, I think he's not too bad. I think he's the easiest... No. Actually, I don't know. No, I'd say he's the second easiest Elder Dragon for Master Rank. And I'm referring to, like, the new Elder Dragons, not the old ones. But he's very slow, like normal Valhazak, so you can dodge most of his moves. Yeah, he'll leave himself wide open a lot, so take advantage of those moments that you get. Also, if you want to flash him, which I don't know why you would want to, but if you want to flash him, break his head so you see his eyes. Yeah. Nami. Namiel, so when she's hydrated, I think I remember this from a tournament that I've heard, but when she's hydrated, she takes more elemental damage, and when she's dehydrated, she takes more impact damage. So, use that to your advantage. If you just attack her head or her arms enough, you will dehydrate her. I find it better to stay close to her, like to her forearms. Most of her attacks won't hit you, except if she does the slap or the punch, whatever. But if you mostly try to stay under her, then you won't get hit by most of her water attacks. Yeah, mostly what I have to say about him. Or her. Namiel is mad easy. She's okay. I wouldn't put her... I would probably put her... The original Elder Dragons. Honestly, I'd probably put her... Oh god, I don't know. I'll come back to that. I don't know what my rankings would be in the easiest Elder Dragons to the hardest, so I'm not gonna go into that conversation yet. Namiel is cute, not gonna lie. Her eyes kind of freak me out though. Or her face. She's okay. I like her sounds. Very cute. Savage Devil Joe. Another monster that I love beating the hell out of. He's one of the, honestly, the most satisfying monsters to just beat the shit out of. A lot like normal Devil Joe, you can stay under him. Counterattack when you need to. Honestly, not too much different than normal Devil Joe. I think he's a lot easier because he's more focused on his breath attacks than he does physical. Who's Joe? This is Joe. Devil Joe. Quack, I can agree with the whiskers. Yeah, not really much to say about Savage. Just mostly stay under him. Most of his attacks won't hit you unless it's a stomp. Or he does that lunging bite attack, because his whole body, for some reason, is into a hitbox. Even his tail. Like, I've been hit with the tail attack. Like, no, I've been hit with his lunging bite attack. Even though, like, it's his tail. Like, why is his whole body become hitbox? That's stupid, if you ask me. Ruiner Nergigante, honestly, I think he's very easy. Yeah, I honestly think he's really easy. Not that hard at all. What's funny is that when I'm fighting Nergigante, and this might be a little bit of spoilers for Ruiner Nergigante experience, but I fight him like just non-stop. Like when I'm bleeding. When he applies bleeding, honestly I don't give a shit. I'll just keep fighting him. Like, I don't eat Astera jerky, I don't like crouch and get rid of it. No, I'll just keep fighting, because my health boost augment will just allow me to heal over that damage. Just be careful if you're mounting with that, because every stab you do with a knife, you will injure yourself with bleeding. But anyways, yeah, Ruiner Nergigante, not like normal Nergigante. Go after the spikes that are white, or go after spikes, and if you break them, you'll get a knockdown. And if you break his adamantium spikes, Wolverine, if you break those spikes, you will prevent the bleed status effect from that side. So, like, say he rears up, like he roars, and then, like, whatever hand he lifts up in the air, that's the side he's going to slam down on. And if it's neither, and, like, his roar is a little different when he does it, but, like, when his arms are, like, at equal length, or, like, equal height, and he just roars, he'll do a headbutt one. But anyways, if you manage to break his metal spikes, you will get rid of the bleeding effect. Like, whenever he does those slam attacks that shoot out those spikes, you won't have to worry about bleeding. I slay Ruiner 2 more times than you. Okay, that's fine. I don't play this game to death. Like, I actually haven't played this game in a while. It feels like I just play this game, but that's what my channel's known for, so... Monster Hunter. Shar Ishvalda. First phase, there's a cliff that you can shoot him into. And you can shoot him into it 2 times and get, like, boulders to drop on him. So, highly recommend you try doing that. Also, you can break his forearms, and for each forearm you break, that's a knockdown. And these knockdowns that he has are very, very long. Excuse me. I never really had a problem with Shara. Well, I did in the beginning, but who hasn't had a problem with a monster when they first fight them for the first time? Right? Like, once we learn them, the fight becomes easier. Mostly. But yeah, Shara, first phase, don't have to worry too much about it. You can kind of sleep during it. It's not that hard. Second phase, in the first phase, you should be grabbing thorn pods, and you should have some thorn pods ready for when you're in the second phase. Because if you want to break his head, you have to actually, like, commit to it, because it's really hard to break his head, because you have to break it twice if you want to get the carve. So what I'd like to do is I'd try to focus on one of his arms, make sure you soften them, break his arm, so once he's on the ground, like, do your combo and stuff, and then towards the end of your combo, like, give it maybe, I want to say he's knocked down for maybe 8 seconds, and then towards the end you want to shoot, like, a slinger burst of thorn pods on his head, so that while he's getting up, you can hit those thorn pods and get a KO knockdown, and then you can continue fighting hitting his head. When he does his Spirit Bomb attack, run to the edge of the arena. Do not run towards him, because he has this lock-on thing. It's a very tiny lock-on, but he'll slightly move in the direction that you're in. So if you're toward the side and close to him, he'll throw it almost close to you, so you'll get hit by it if you don't do your Superman dive. Yeah, I have died to Shara before. I actually almost failed my Shara hunt the first time. I almost ran out of time with my first hunt of Shara. But it was super under gear for that. Dragonator noises intensify. Use pierce bullets against him, best thing. Yeah, piercing big monsters, pierce bullets equals win, or fun, whatever. I can use a bowgun, but I don't use it that often. So he hasn't died. No, I have died. Or, if you're referring to me, no. Yeah, I have died several times. You know, maybe I might do another live stream next week to celebrate the end of World and the beginning of Rise, because it comes out on the 26th, and, by the way, I'm not pre-ordering it. I was thinking about pre-ordering it, but also my birthday's around the corner, so who knows, maybe someone might get it for me. It's in April, by the way. That's all I have on Shara. Not too bad. Also, I don't find the eyes that creepy anymore. In fact, I find Shara quite cute. I like Shara. I remember first when I looked at Shara, I was like in his rock form. I was like, this does not look like a monster for Monster Hunter. This looks like something else. Happy early birthday. My birthday's on the 21st of April, dude. You're like a month and a few days off. But I appreciate the thought. Zinogre. I love Zinogre. One of my favorite fanged wyverns. He's just badass. I like him a lot. Damn you, Josh, for your judgmental and you think he's over-designed and stuff. I don't think he's over-designed. I think he's just fine. Love Sparky Boy. Zinogre, he likes to do a lot of combos and be ready for them. So even if you get hit, don't get up immediately, because he's most likely doing another combo. When he's supercharged, he'll take less impact damage, but more elemental damage. Same goes with Stygian. Yeah, it just does a lot of flips and stuff. Just be aware and like try not to like worry about your positioning. Also, another thing, when he does his backflip, you can actually, if you stay underneath him, you won't get hit by it. So stay close to him when he does his backflips. Most of the time it won't hit you, as long as your position's right. Zinogre and Rise does an uppercut. Does he? I did not notice. Is that in a trailer or something? Yes, Sly, I like the old roar of Zinogre way more. It actually sounds like howling, and it sounds like it's echoing. It's very deep. This Zinogre's roar, I don't know what's about this one. It sounds like he's sick or something, but I like the old one way more. Yangaruga. Hyperbird chicken. Cut the tail off. They want to get rid of that deadly poison. It's not too bad, but Yangaruga in the old games was cancer as hell. He's not as bad as the old games. It's a lot easier. Honestly, not too bad of a fight. Somewhat fun. Just cut the tail so you don't have to worry about the poison. Aim for his head. His head, if you keep attacking his head, he'll flinch very easily. Did they change Zinogre's roar? Yes, they did in Rise, or in Worlds when he came. Because if you listen to the roar of the old war, of the old games, and compare it to the new one, or this one, it's different. They did that with Fatalis too, and I don't like that. I liked Fatalis' old roar way more. That's because that's why I edited it in the Fatalis experience video, because I think it's way better and it sounds more menacing and it sounds scarier. But yeah, anyways, just focus your head on the head. Focus your attacks on the head. Blah, can't talk. You get like a lot of flinches if you do. Garuga's roar is one of the best. Yeah, it's a good roar. If you have earplugs level 1, you can actually just ignore the roars. Or if you have the choral orchestra on your palico and it gives you earplugs, you'll never like get flinched by the roar. It's weird because his roar has been described as very loud, so you'd think you need high grade earplugs or something for that, but no, his roar is pretty easy. Arch-tempered Saffi, no thank you. No thank you. Honestly, the Arch-tempereds are a gimmick. It was only until recently that they started, okay, let's actually add some new attacks with them. I think some new attacks. But most of the time, Arch-tempereds are just, oh, they hit harder and they have more health, and yeah, like, whatever, that's not really too interesting. The only reason I did those Arch-tempered hunts is because of the layered armor that was associated with them. But that was the main reason. The second reason mostly be for the armor, but most of the armor wasn't really that good. Some armor was good, but nah. How about Apex or Deviants? I haven't fought them enough to. I don't know the difference. I'll be honest, because like you have Deviants, you have Variants, you have subspecies. I know subspecies, but I don't know what to say about Deviants or Apexes too much. I'll say this: I hate Molten Tigrex. I'm sorry. I know people like him, but I do not like him. I fought him in FU, and I absolutely hated it because I kept bouncing. But yeah, I don't really know too much about Apex or Deviants. I just know that they're ridiculously hard, and I know Apex Rajang could like carry an entire boulder. Also, that also reminds me of that they got rid of Rajang's rock throw that he does in the old games. He didn't do that anymore. It's kind of disappointing, but whatever. He did that in his intro, but that's it. No rock throw. Scarred Yangaruga, same thing as I said with regular Yangaruga. All he does is just get like machine gun fireballs. And I'm gonna be honest, you got nothing to worry about those fireballs. They do like no damage to you whatsoever. I mean, they do damage, but it's not a lot to worry about. It's kind of just there to annoy you. When he does his fireball attacks, run towards him, because then most of the time he'll do fireball attacks like shooting away, like starting away from you and then coming towards him. So you want to run towards him. And when he does the sweeping one on the sides, yeah, just run towards him. Not too bad. Just meh. Honestly, wasted. This is subspecies, a deviant. I don't know. It's wasted one. Could have had a different monster in the game. Brute Tigrex. Oh god. Regular Tigrex is okay to fight. Brute takes that away. Not fun at all. I don't like fighting him. Break the head as fast as possible, because supposedly it weakens his roars, but I don't really know the difference. But break his head. It's easy to break. His arms, the other hand, pretty hard to break. You have to soften them up if you want to break them and get the knockdown. But he's a lot like normal Tigrex, but just incorporated screaming. Also he'll combo his roars together. So like he'll do a roar and you'll think like, okay, here's my chance to go in and do some damage. No, he'll back up sometimes and then just do another roar and hit you with that. So be aware of that. I think he does that mostly when he's enraged, though. So just be aware of that. Goldrathian. Hey Andrew, any advice on fighting Bombero Icefish? I go back in the video for that. But anyways, Bombero, break his legs. That's all I could say. Makes it eat. His running he'll stagger a little bit when he runs. And Icefish, Beatotus, don't really have any tips for him. He's piss easy. Goldrathian on the other hand, oh god. She, for some reason, decided to turn her into a race car. So she'll run really fast at you. As I could say, break the tail. Get rid of that deadly poison. And I'm kind of pissed that that's no longer a thing in Rise, where you can just break the tail and get rid of the poison on Rathian. Nope, you can still get poison, like in the old games. I think it's stupid. Whatever. Anyways, for Gold Rathian, cut the tail off. Also, I'm going to say this for Gold and Silver alone. Break the head as soon as possible, because you want to be able to attack the head as much as possible when they become, when they get the Hellfire thing, whatever it's called, their super effect, their supercharged state, whatever. Because you want to attack the head as much as you can when they're supercharged. Oh man, my throat's burning up. Yeah, just be aware of her backflips. She like to lock onto you a lot. Be aware of the backflips, cut the tail off, break the head, same, and repeat. Just, yeah, it's a tough one to go up against Gold. Silver, on the other hand, annoying. I'd rather fight Gold. I do not like Silver, or fighting him too much. He does stay in the air, but he does come to the ground quite frequently. He doesn't stay in the air as much as Zora, but he does stay in the air for quite a bit. Yeah, I never cared about the metal wraths. They're cool looking, I guess, but they're not fun to fight. Silver, I don't really have much tips. Just think of him as the ultimate version of the Rathalos. So the same goes with Rathian. Ultimate. These are your ultimate versions of these monsters. So just also breaking the wings on the Silver Rathalos does not give him the flinch effect that the normal and Azure have. So you can just forget about that unless you need materials. Breaking the wings on them though is pretty easy. On Silver is pretty easy. But it won't give you like it won't actually benefit you as much. Is there going to be an Arch-Tempered Volcano vid? I have one planned, but like I said, college has been taking up most of my time, so I haven't had time to focus on YouTube. So I actually got a break this week because I managed to get my shit done. So I figured, why not have a live stream and dedicate it to helping people solo stuff. So right now, I didn't mean to go too long on this section, but we're just going over the monsters. And if you will go back even further in the stream, I go over my build that I'm going to use for this stream. But anyways, yeah, there's Arch-Tempered Volcano in the future, hopefully. I wish I'd help, though. Arch-Tempered Fatalis, that's not a thing. Why would that be a thing? I'd just take White Fatalis instead. Besides, oh yeah, also gonna mention that White Fatalis mod that's going on PC. That is freaking cool, and I wish I could fight that, but I can't because I'm on PS4. They should make that official, honestly, because that was pretty damn good by those modders who did that. And the model looks great too. Yeah, just anyways on Silver, yeah, just good luck. Rajang, Mr. Monkey. Try not to stay in front of him too long, or try not to stay in his, like, at his face, because he does have that sweeping arm attack that he does. That will come out instantly if you're in front of him. If you're off to the side, then it won't. He'll take a second, and then like he'll turn towards you and then do it. So if you're in front of him, just be aware. The arm swing attacks. His tail is his weak spot. If you want to knock him out of his enraged Super Saiyan Kaioken state, whatever you want to call it. So focus on the tail when he's like that. Just be on your toes. Zhang hits like a truck. I recommend Divine Blessing. Honestly, at this point, Divine Blessing is a blessing. It's really good. It prevents you from getting hit too hard a lot of the time. But yeah, Zhang, stay on your toes. Good luck. He's pretty toughy. Stygian's an ogre. Edgy's an ogre, and I frickin' love Stygian. He's badass as hell. Not like Normal's an ogre. His combos are a little different from Normal's and ogres, but he has like that Ortagaran effect. Well, he'll combo it 3 times. So here's the main combo that he does, and he'll do this when he's enraged and he's supercharged. So he'll do like a swipe from whichever side. He'll do a backflip into a slam on the ground with his back, and then he'll get up and then do a backflip with that. So that's the general combo for that move. But yeah, be careful with him. Well, with not me, because I'm a longsword main. You can dodge most of those. Yeah, just be aware of his combos. You have to learn them a little bit differently. Yeah, I like Sticky. It's very fun. Saffi Jiva. I honestly recommend don't soloing this one. Don't solo Saffi. You're gonna be... He's not that hard. He doesn't hit too hard, I'll be honest. But you really should do this with friends or people, because this is not a fight that you would want to do solo. I thought when they made him soloable, they'd make him a lot easier, but no. It took me like... It took me, I think, 6 attempts to solo him, and I didn't even die in any of those attempts. I just ran out the time because time limits suck. 20 minutes for this monster, really? Anyway, Saffi, Xenojiva and steroids, his attacks will come out a lot faster, so be aware. Also, when he does the tracking laser beam from his mouth, where he tracks you and then he'll shoot it, he's predicting where you're gonna go. So what you can do is you can run in a straight line perpendicular to where he is, and then immediately when you see the glow, like the shimmer, dodge in the other direction, and then he'll fire his beam off in like the far left or wherever you were running in. Try to keep him softened up as much as you can. His arm slams into the explosions are really freaking annoying, especially if you get hit by them, because it gives you a hard knockdown. And I hate hard knockdowns because you have to wait a little bit, like you're stuck on the ground, but you can't. But you can shoot your slinger pods. I hate that crap. Yeah, have a team with Saffi. Don't solo him. Just take my word for it. Do not solo Saffi. Unless you're a masochist or whatever. Yes, I hate the time limit. Why is it only 20 minutes? I agree. It should be longer. A lot like normal Rajang, although not... Oh, it's weird. I've fought Furious more than I fought normal. I know it's not... I know the numbers are different, but I fought Furious more recently than I have normal Rajang. So I think he's a little easier than normal Rajang. But this one you have to actually attack his head, so you actually have to be in danger. You're in danger of the arm sweep attack coming out really quickly. Just focus on his head. It's regular Rajang with some new moves. Yeah. Raging Brekkie. For some reason, people are still having difficulty with him, but I find him stupid easy. Like, I find him way easier than normal Brekkie. Because of two things. One, of his size. Well, size can also be the detriment, because the bigger the monster, the smaller the hit points are. Like, for example, Saffi. You have to attack his forearms or his full back legs, and most of the time, like, he's too wide of a stance, or like he's just too big for his own good that he can't hit certain areas. But yeah, you get it if you understand. But raging, his size also makes him very slow, so his attacks are a lot easier to react from. Also, use Fireproof Mantle to get rid of, to not worry about the Slime Blight. Yeah, Raging was way easier than Furious, in my opinion, when those two came out together. Way easier. Yeah. Also, if you get part breaks on his head or his arms, that's a knockdown. I think that also worked with normal Brekkie, but I don't know because I'm breaking them enough. Because I hate fighting normal Brekkie, but I actually kind of like fighting Raging. When he gets to the final area and he does the puddles and like shit starts exploding, don't worry about it too much. If you have a Fireproof Mantle, you can mitigate most of that damage. But yeah. Raging Brachy's weapons are pretty good, too. Frostfang. You already know my opinions on Barioth. Frostfang didn't help him that much. Mostly like normal Barioth, just be aware of the freezing beam that he does on the ground. Don't get stuck in it, otherwise he'll do his leap attack. And also when he's enraged, he'll do that attack twice in a row. Break his arms, his tail, usual. Also, if you break his tusks, because you actually break them individually now. But if you break his tusks, you actually you weaken his ice breath attacks, so they're not as big of an area when he leaves them. Frostfang is so much easier. Yeah, I'd say he's easier than normal Barioth, but Barioth is still cancer. I hate Barioth. Sorry, I just don't like Barioth. Frostfang, I like him slightly more, but that's not saying much. Oh boy, the big boys in the last half here. Latreon. I think it might be better if I actually do the hunts with these ones. Because then I could actually go over the attacks and stuff. Latreon, you gotta be on your toes. You gotta not overcommit to your attacks. Make sure you're using either ice weapon or a fire weapon regarding whatever element he's in. Make sure the elemental damage exceeds 400 or somewhere around there. I've beaten him with like 380. Even lesser. Like, I did it with my Saffi Jiva sword in my initial completion of him. Like, the second fight with Latreon, the Latreon Experience Part 2. I did that with a poor ass. Actually, let me see what the elemental thing was on it. Frostblade. I did it with this. I did it with 210, and honestly, I shouldn't have been able to do that, but I guess you could say that goes with my skill. That I managed to fucking beat a Latreon. Thanks, like, just because of how skillful I was. Because 210, that elemental attack is pathetic. Do not go into the fight with that. And this is for longsword. You want to aim around the 300, 400 mark. If you have a Kachar weapon, you're fine. You can deal with it. You're golden. As long as you flinch him once out of his elemental state, you'll survive. As long as you eat a Stare Jerky at the right moment. But anyways, Latreon, Dragon Blight's annoying. That will prevent you. You can either if you have null berries, you can mitigate that, but still, you're gonna need a lot of null berries if you get hit a lot. So I just recommend either the Immunity Mantle, the Dragon-Proof Mantle, or just wear a charm. Wear the charm to get rid of elemental blights and never have to worry about Dragon Blight. Because you absolutely need that elemental damage on him. So if you don't have it, you're screwed. Fatalis. He's very tough. Final boss indeed. I fought Fatalis in the original, in 4U, not the original games, but I fought him in 4U. He's pathetic. He was a joke. So they beefed him up for Iceborne, and I'm actually kind of glad they did that. But I think maybe they might have beefed him up a little too much, but I've gotten used to him a little bit. So the issue that Fatalis has is that his attacks hit you like a truck. So highly divine armor yet? Get the gold Rathian armor. You need that divine blessing secret if you want to survive most of his attacks and actually, like, not heal every frickin' second. My mic is dying? Ah, shit. Hello, hello? Mic is dying, no. Oh, crap. I don't want that. What did you... you're cut... I'm still cutting out? Really? Mic's better now. Divine Blessing Secret. Gold Rathian Armor. Use Gold Rathian's armor. So I don't know what got cut out, so I'm just gonna say it again. He hits like a truck. Use Divine Blessing Secret, so Gold Rathian Armor. It cuts in and out once in a while. Damn. What's funny, it's on Rathalos too. They don't want me. He don't want me. He's like projecting his evilness. He don't want me to talk about him and his weaknesses and how to beat him. Yeah, he killed Mike. Exactly, Sir Bongo. Divine. So yeah, that's what I used to say. Divine Blessing Secret. Use the ballistas to your advantage. I know people use the Gilly Mantle in the beginning because they want the cannons. Cannons you can do without. I never use the cannons. Use... Okay, you know what? I'll make a deal with... I'll talk more about Rathalos when I actually get to him. But, yeah. As I could just say for now, use Gold Rathian's armor. Make sure you have Divine Blessing Secret. That's the only way you're gonna survive his heavy attacks. Behemoth. You can solo him now. I've soloed him in the past, even before Iceborne, base world. But that was ridiculous. Behemoth. So, I don't know if anybody gets this, but Behemoth's moveset is taken from Nergigante's. So, if you're familiar with Nergigante, his attacks are very similar. But, of course, he does have those magic stuff thrown in there. If you want to beat him, you could probably beat him right now with Master Rank armor. He's not too bad. Extreme Behemoth, on the other hand, do not solo him solo. Or do not solo the Extreme one. It's bad. Like, yes, I beat him solo. I beat his Extreme version solo. But that was my first try I beat him. With the Extreme Behemoth video that you saw, that I posted like a few months ago, that was my first attempt. And it came down to the wire. But yeah, Behemoth, just be careful about the Ecliptic Meteors. As soon as you see the okay, so here's how you dodge the meteor attack, with the emote. Dodge the meteor. You want to hit that button as soon as you see the tip of the meteor come out of the black hole. If you do it right, you will dodge it. I've been talking so much, my throat's actually starting to hurt. Do you mean Arch-Tempered? There is no Arch-Tempered Behemoth. There's a Tempered Behemoth, which is Extreme Behemoth, but there is no Arch-Tempered. God. Leshen and Ancient Leshen. Leshen, you're Geralt. If you're gonna fight Leshen, fight him like a man. Fight him with sword and shield. I always do it with Leshen. I always do it with Leshen. Whenever I fight him, even though I've only fought him 4 times, I always fight him like with the sword and shield, just to keep my immersion in the game. Because I'm Geralt of Rivia. I'm not gonna use my longsword. Leshen's not too hard. He shouldn't be too hard now, especially with mastering, but he's really not too hard. Especially Ancient Leshen. You've seen my Ancient Leshen video. His attacks don't hit that hard anymore. Just be aware of the Jagras when he's in Ancient Leshen mode. When he's pointing at you. Because they're going to swarm over you, so try to get rid of them as fast as possible. Also, be careful of the pin attack that he does, because that will eat away at your health. However, if the Jagras are still alive and you have health augment, you can heal from the Jagras. Ancient Leshen is just annoying, yeah. He's not too hard. He's just annoying, and he's not scaled to single player. He's scaled purposely with multiplayer. So, the reason why it took like 30 minutes to kill him is because he has a lot of health. So that's all the tips I can give. So now let's actually get to hunting. What you all been here for, right? How long did that go on for? Wow, I was talking for like an hour about that. Hope I didn't bore you, and I hope those tips will help you. Okay, so let's make this fun. Type in the comments right now, what monster do you want me to hunt first? What's first on the list? Because I know people want Raging Bracky a lot. I might do that one first, but let's see what you guys say. I'm not gonna do Elatrian or Fatalis right now. I'm gonna save this for last. Behemoth, Leshan, Lunastra, Lechan, Frostfang, Shara. Oh god. You know, oh fine. I guess I'll do Shara first, and then I'll do Shara first, then I'll do Raging. Shara's an event quest now. I'll show you how to deal with Shara. Let's see if I don't eat my own words and actually screw up. Yeah, why not? Monkey, Fatalis. Yes, I know you all in here for Fatalis and Latrion. And just to remind you guys, this is the build I am going to use for this entire live stream. This is nothing, this is not sweaty. If you want to see, like, my ultimate build... Go away, Poogie, sorry. If you want my ultimate build, this is it right here. This is my ultimate longsword build. Yeah. I'm not gonna show you the skills. Or the jewels, but whatever. Anyways, let's get this started. Mr. Monster with high rank gear. Monkey is dessert. Lunastra. You guys want me to suffer with Lunastra, huh? Anyways, let's get on with Shara. Oh. That's interesting. Oh, and I didn't eat. Yes! Shara's easy, but let's see how you cheese it. Well, let's see if I can use my tips to my advantage. Should be Slinger, yeah. It's been a while since I've used, like, the glider mantle. Oh. So this is different, so I haven't done the event quest enough, so I didn't know that it gave you this much prep time. So I'm gonna first soften up his legs. So he's gonna do a belly flop there. Still got hit there, whatever. I'm gonna power up my longsword and then I'm gonna throw him into the wall. Yeah, got that right. Where am I going? I think this will hit him, but I think he might be too far off to the side. Yeah, damn it. He's too far off to the side. Oh, there you go. So say because I hit his arm enough, or I broke his arm, he got a knockdown. Also, blast is his weakness. Come over here, Shara. Oh, he's already enraged. A little head. You gotta do something, buddy? He just keeps crawling into this corner, huh? Ooh. So then come this way. Yep. He'll do this bulldozing attack 3 times. Oh, never mind. Can't see most of the time. Another knockdown. Weaken his face, and I just go after it. Oh, digging already? Huh. It Interesting. Never seen him do this. He leaves himself wide open when he does this digging attack. So just go crazy. Now he's gonna come up. And I got tremor resistance. Fortunately though, he's not enraged anymore, so I can smack him. Point. There's a tempered Elatrion mod? Why? Then Elatrion hard enough. I don't understand those people, like, oh, let's give Elatrion and Vitalis tempered mods. Or let's make them tempered. So, oh, there's sand here. So now he's gonna go do his tantrum. I think I get sharpen here. Second floor, so he's gonna do that, and then he's gonna roar. Look at that, I broke his arm again. I did not know that, actually. So, apparently you can break his arm twice. Look at that. Oh, this is bad. He's probably gonna break out here, so I'm probably wasting this. Yeah, he's breaking out. Oh, would you look at that? I don't have tremor resistance on my set. Well, I'm gonna get hit by this roar. Yeah. And I did that too early. Ow. Oop. And I was out of range for that. BS. There we go. Alright. Ooh. Let's try to break one of his arms. Frontier Fatalis. I haven't seen much of Frontier. Break. Oh, really? Okay. Break. There we go. So here's what I do with longsword. With this, if I want to break the head, so I'll go like this, fire the slinger pods, and then yep. So I got another helm splitter. Probably shouldn't soften his head up before I did this, but whatever. See that? Tip here, you can actually clutch onto his wings, and it will clutch you onto his arm. So there's some insight there. Ah, I did that too early. Other arm break. I can't get out. I don't think I'm gonna get another KO. Never mind. Look at that. I'm just bullying him now. So now, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, I pissed them off. Squiggly Eyes is here. Oh, buddy. That's a cool shot. Oh! Okay, how did that hit me? I have no idea. Okay, Clutch Claw. That's exactly where I wanted to go. Bite me again, I dare you. Aww. Run to the side, and the sand does not help a lot. It does not help at all. God. There's so much sand everywhere. I didn't have enough time to do my thing. Oh! Look at that. I didn't like that. That was a nice flinch right there. There's also areas that you can shoot him. Oh! Nice shot, Kiryu. Can I actually get that angle? I can. Cut. There we go. Headpiece broken. Spirit Bomb. Run to the side. He's over there. Should be fine here to sheet and to sharpen. Some health dodgement is a must for longsword. Yeah, I think it's a must. It's very useful. Just heads up, when he does his Spirit Bomb, most of the time he'll combo that into that, so you can't see in the cloud. So just keep running, don't actually stand still. Ow. What's your favorite Monster Hunter World mod? I can't say because I don't have a PC. I don't play on PC. I play on PS4. I can tell you right now, my favorite mod that I've seen on PC was the White Fatalis mod. That was really cool. Bite me. But he didn't like that at all. Oh. Alright, when he does this attack, there will always be sand appearing underneath you, so just be aware. I actually rarely see him do that attack. I think I'm gonna have to do this. Yeah. Char's theme, the second phase, is one of my favorites. I think it's really cool. Aww. He's doing his sweeping beam again. I don't want a car wash, thank you, sir. I think he just broke this. Hi, buddy. Ow. Are you kidding me? That's a rip right there. They get to capitalize on this. Oh, never mind. He's dead.
You're totally grabby cool.
I guess this is where Legends of the Naked Run begin. Well, unfortunately, I wasn't naked when I did this. Favorite theme in the game? There's a lot of good themes. Tal's is good. I like Shara's and Ogre's. I'm gonna say Shara's second theme when he's in this form. God, I know I've seen that armor somewhere, but my mind's blanking out on me. The hat is Yukumo. The chest down to the waist is Azure Star, so that's the Hollywood one. And the ones on the bottom, the leggings, are Oolong armor. And that's Shara Ishvalda. Hey, Andrew, from a story standpoint, what would Ronan's character be like? So I've always saw, like, he's kind of had a story a little bit. determined. He's about determination, never wanting to give up. I think that was most evident in the Elatreon series, the Elatreon trilogy. But so in the beginning, he was still like a novice hunter, like not too good, but still learning. But now he's at the point he's a master, and he's able to. He's taken on an apprentice of sorts, which is Katsume. I have some things I want to do, like I want to expand their storyline, but I wish I could animate or like have an SFM or something. I wish I could animate because I would totally animate a story between these two, like an origin story of how they met. Are you gonna do a Ronan episode with the White Fatalis mod? I would totally do that. That would be like the final episode of the Fatal 4 series, but I do not play on I do not play on PC, so I don't have access to mods.
How are you?
Okay, next up is Raging Bracky. Also, if you guys notice, I didn't use a single mantle. That's the thing. I don't use my mantles a lot anymore. Like, I will rarely use them. If you see me ever use a mantle, then chances are I'm actually struggling. But yeah, I don't use mantles as often. So, yeah. We're gonna fight Raging Bracky next. Oh, and also, by the way, I think I might as well mention this, but this is my item setup. This is how I have my items, so... This is for, like, without the Fatalis armor, because if you have the Fatalis armor, you don't need Ancient Potions, because you always have your health maxed out, and your, stamina maxed out. So I take that out and replace it with cool drinks. I always like being prepared for anything, so that's why I'm like, why do I, like... So, like, some people ask me, like, why do I have a shock trap or a trank bomb when I'm fighting an Elder Dragon? Or why do I have a hot drink even though I'm not in, the Hoarfrost Reach? It's because I like being prepared. I don't like going back and forth onto my items just to grab, like, hot drinks or something. I like just having it in my inventory. I will, like, remove stuff, like, just to get the box items. People, like, neglect that. They don't grab the box items. Like, I know my cousin does. He doesn't like getting the items from the boxes, but I say, yeah, do it, because it's free. That's free health stuff. So, I have honey and herbs. You know, I've actually been thinking about removing the drugs from my item box, or from my item set, because I don't use them as often as I used to. I use them a lot in base world, but I don't use them anymore. Even with Fatalis and Elatreon, I still don't use them. But anyways, I have honey and herbs, so I can craft mega potions on the side, so that gives me about 20 mega potions, max. And then I have like 10 extra potions on the side. You could honestly drop the herbs if you wanted to, but yeah. That's my item set. Tips for Tempered Furious or Zhang. Divine Blessing Secret. If you're going up against a monster that hits hard, use a Divine Blessing. And the secret's even better. So I'm gonna fight Brachydios next, the raging one. I don't think he's a hard fight. He's honestly not too bad. But I have to use the restroom first, so I'll be right back. In the meantime, I'll let you guys chit-chat and you can watch this little animation. Alright, I'll be right back. Still waiting, huh? Alright, I'm back, everyone. Oh, perfect. Timing. Great, now I'm hungry. Why does food in like anime and video games always look so good, but when you actually have the real thing, it never looks as good? Like, I remember always when it was in cartoons, like the food, like steaks for example, they would look so delicious, and I'm like, oh my god, I want to eat that. But then I actually get the thing, and I'm like, what the hell is this? It looks like a piece of crap. Gordon Ramsay, you're my right guy. Japan magic, yeah. You just make food look so good in anime and stuff. Brekkie. It's not too hard. Hope I don't eat my own words. Point. I didn't get to go to his tail, so... Oh, okay. We're on his arms now. Ah, crap. Actually pretty hard to level up longsword. I'm gonna get blown up here in a second because I was studying that stuff too long. Ah, it's overcommitting right there. I already pressed the button for it's done. Alright, I don't want to use this too early, but whatever. The only time I will use a mantle is like with Raging Brekkie, because I don't want to have to deal with the slime. You gonna jump at me now? Got your number. Also, be careful when attacking parts that are glowing, because you will knock slime off. Oh, how about that? Got a paralysis and I can't hit him because he's too high up. Oh, fuck me. I fucking hate that shit. That pisses me off so much. Oh, I already got a part break. Damn. That was fast. Waiting for it. Aw, I hit his tip. Soften the tail up, put on that later. That's, how do I get my attacks to blow up and deal 300 damage? That's just Blast. That's just Blast doing its job. Nah, I'm out of range. Oh, I ran in the wrong direction. Also, another thing when he's, slimed up is, that attack that he does, that it's like sweeping back and forth, it will actually stop. Oh. It may look like I'm struggling, but I'm honestly not. I'm still moderately okay. I think he's still in rage. Yeah. Whatever. The guy named just some memes can destroy any monster. Yeah, I know. I know about the other YouTubers out there. I know the people that are like, oh, your memes aren't as good as just some memes, but there comes a point in time where I think, like, yeah, memes are funny and all, but if that's all your video is, and like it doesn't have anything else of substance, then it's kind of boring. Because, like, and you kind of can't understand what's going on at times. As it's gonna blow up, yeah. I'm coming in close up. This is actually the first time I've managed to break both his arms before he's gotten into the final area. Tail cut? Yeah. Tail cut too. Because why not? Let's get them all. Let's get all the part breaks. And a knockdown! Damn, I am practically bullying him right now. Wow, I've broken everything. Just not even the final area yet. Ooh, I'm so mad. Now I'm knocked down again. Wow. You guys seriously have issues with raging? Monster Hunter movie is a good movie. I disagree with that. I'll be honest. I haven't seen it yet, but I was already not sold on the prospect of it. Because it's an isekai, but it's a really bad one. Because I don't care about the characters. Yeah, I also don't like the portrayal. I've seen some things like they portray the hunters as like cavemen for some reason. Like they're idiots, even though we're just humans and stuff. I'm like, what? Why is that a thing? Honestly, what they should have done with Monster Hunter, I think first off it should be an anime. Well, like stories. Because I know there's an anime for stories. But they should just make it an anime, because then they could do more with it. Actually have like cool fight scenes and stuff, because with live action you're limited to do certain things. And with animation, regarding if it's anime or not, you're given way more tools to your disposal. I knocked him over again. Okay, so if you soften the legs up on a monster, then you'll get knockdowns more frequently. There's actually a Monster Hunter manga. Yeah, I've known, well, I know that exists, but I don't know anything about it. Do it again. Oh, look at me, I'm so cool. Curio! Why'd you have to do that? He was gonna hit me. Ooh, got the light on me. How about that? I poked him and he got flinched. I think you're big enough to hit the wall. But just barely, damn. Also, another thing you might notice with me is that I foresight slash and into Helm Splitter. That's to give me some more distance, because doing a Helm Splitter from up close is not really advised, because you will most likely miss. So that's why I use the foresight slash, to get in position myself. Damn. Can't see Bracky here in my way. They're too big. You gonna explode yet? See if I can get him out. Oh, he was about to do it right there. What makes you one of the best longsword users? Timing. Because I can time my attacks really well. Also, have you seen some of my god plays? And I rarely die. That's another thing. I don't die that often. Do I play on Xbox? No, I play on PS4. Almost lights out for you, Bracky. Oh, that's how you get a kill. Yeah. And that's Raging Brachydios for you. Then again, most of you probably say that, oh, you only won because you used Longsword. But yes, I did. Which is why you should probably pick up Longsword. I'm joking. Yeah, Longsword can make anything pretty easy. A pretty easy fight, but that doesn't mean that I have shame in using it. What's a PS5? PS5, I don't know what those are, because I've heard I've only heard rumors, because I've never actually seen one in person. Charge release is nice too. You know, actually, here's my honest thing. And for you, I do not like the longsword. So there you go. I don't like the longsword in for you, because I feel like it's the counterattacks that World gave it that made it so good, and why I like it so much. But in the previous games, it was... Oh, yeah, another one. Nice. But in the previous games, it was a bitch to use the longsword. I don't like it. So what I actually use in 4U, I use two different types. I use two weapons. I use the charge blade, and I use the sword and shield of all things. Brecky's head looks like a bottle opener. Yeah, I guess you could open a bottle with that, although it must be a pretty big bottle to open it with. Am I saving up for a PC? No, I don't have the money to get a PC. Or I'm fine with the PS4. PS4 is my home. Ice is generally good against him. My least favorite weapon, gun lance. Long shot. I do not like the gun lance. Sorry, gun lance users out there. I don't like the gun lance. It's a worse lance for me. Yeah. I just don't like gun lance. I'm sorry. It's too clunky and it's very slow to use. I like being able to move around quickly and to like save myself in dangerous situations. So you may think like, why don't you use the dual blades? Well, dual blades, yeah, they're super fast to use, but they do little damage, and they do damage like with the amount of attacks you get out. They're not too bad. I think they're okay, but yeah. Hunting horn. No, hunting horn's kind of cool. I don't use it, but I think it's okay. Alright, who's next on the list? Monkey? Should we do monkey? Actually, if I do that, I'm gonna do the event. There he is. We are number one. Let's look at Capcom thinking they're sly. They can just sneak in these titles. Favorite longsword in the game? I don't really have a favorite one, but I guess you could say the main one I use is the Rathalos one, the Zagispanen, or whatever it's called. But my second favorite longswords are the Saffi weapons, or the Saffi ones, because they're so customizable. That just goes for all the Saffi weapons, they're just because of how customizable they are. And plus they give you a 4-slot, that's nice. I mean, the Rathalos one gives you 2 4-slots, that's damn good. But yeah, Saffi weapons are just as good. Oh, I guess I should take off my mantle. Put Rocksteady on, because why not? Dual blades mostly rely on element rather than raw damage. I'll make note of that later. Thank you. I don't like Charge Blade. I'm way too dumb to understand it. Charge Blade's not too bad to learn. Just gotta know how to use your files right and stuff. use Volcano sword on Rajang. Why? Because he's weak to ice. I told you, I'm going to be using this entire build. Because I feel like this is a build that you can generally get. Well, maybe not Elatrion, but still. Okay, if you want my discount build, my build probably when I was first starting out. Probably this one. So Yangaruga legs, I use them a lot in the beginning. And Teostra's armor was always a must for me because I love Master's Touch. Not being able to lose sharpness or not losing sharpness, that's a big plus for me because then I could just keep up the damage and not have to worry about sharpening. The Emperor's Coil, I had that on because of the health boost it gave off. Brachium Helmet, that's weakness exploit plus some pretty good slots. But yeah. If you wanted to see the build, here you go. Always gotta have stun resistance, and always gotta stay with that. You're stuck on Raging Brack, Furious Rajang, and Electron. Well, I just did Raging Brachydios, so you can just watch that. That was a few minutes ago. Watch my PSN. I'm not giving that away. Sorry, guys. I don't accept friend requests unless I know you. Although, be fair, I have accepted some of you guys's, but I don't generally want that to be too much anymore. So with tip there, you can actually use that thing to fly on the other side when he looks to the left, and then you can sneak up on him and get a free knockdown like this. See if I can finish this. Actually, should be able to get also flashing this with the roar. Ah, I shouldn't have done that. Generally stay on the right or left of him. I'm gonna get hit by that, yeah. Oh, Tremor, that's fun. I forgot, Rajang has Tremor attack, so that's gonna hurt me a lot for not having Tremor resistance. So when he does that attack, actually can run at him, and it will go over you. Hello everyone, just joining the stream. That's it. Yep. See, look at that. I was in front of him, that's why he did that so fast. And he did it again to kill you. He hates me. This is risky because he might knock me off. Dodged. Oh no. Well, you guys get to see this. But no, you guys have missing that. You know that's bullshit, that this should not... I did my Foresight Slash and that still hits me. That should not hit you if you manage to do that counter. My opinion. Just sucks so much when you get hit by that. I don't know if I get this. Yes, I do. He's bad. He's definitely mad. Yes, he is. That's Rajang. And Devil Joe, too. Now's the time to go Flush Ultra. Would it shock you guys to know that I haven't watched any of My Hero? I plan to watch it in the future, but I just kind of have time to watch anything. Well, I don't know, because I have other things on my list that I want to watch. But yeah, My Hero's on that list. I'll watch it eventually. Can you get out of the corner, please? Thank you. Ow. Nah, that's what I get. La 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 la. Black Clover is good. Oh, he was about to do his attack. Yeah, that's a nasty attack right there. Oh, not this time. Ah, I mistimed that. Is he done on the max weapon? Curio! What the? Did you see that? Oh my god. God. The worst timing, because I could have got a meter off of that. Oops. Okay, I'll keep in mind that his attacks do tremor like that. I guess that's what happens when you use tremor resistance and not. Yeah, don't do it again, Kiryu. I don't have any slinger ammo. And he went after Kiryu instead. Yeah, I'm not too sure about the Palicos, because they sometimes grab aggro off of you, and with Longsword you kind of want the aggro. So you can't do your counterattack without it. Furious George. That's a fun name. Nice. Silver Rathalos is a fun fight. Yeah, I see you having the unpopular opinion on that. Gonna grab me? Yeah. Saw it coming too. I could have probably done my helm splitter there, but I was too nervous. I wasn't gonna get it off this time. See, look at there, he goes again, I'll take care of you. And then lunge. Oh no, that, okay. I'm gonna get hit by this. Yeah, I didn't have enough time to sheath. Backflip. Yep. Thought he was gonna do his super slam there. Ah shit. There's some lag on that one, so that one goes on for a little bit longer. Still not doing it, huh? I'd like to have some stinger ammo. I can't hit that. Wow, that sucks. Wow, I haven't had to use this much. Okay, okay, I'm
I'll be honest, I'm actually kind of struggling a little bit. But that's also because I'm trying to look at chat at the same time. Oh, what's this? Oh my god, it's a Slinger. It's the Slinger Thorn. You know what time it is, boys. Time to awaken the Ultra Instinct. If he had just stayed still. Ow. Jesus Christ, man. Okay, I see you. I hadn't had much time to get the thorn pots on his head. Oh, here we go. Yeah, positioning is... When you fight for Zhang, it's all about positioning. God damn. I won't knock them out of it. So why I think Divine Blessing is really good? Why I use it now? Ah, man. No thorn pods on face, sadly. You need to do it twice on severed monsters. Ow. There we go. We got a second chance here. Oh my fucking god. What is with this shit? Every time I get a chance to put thorn pods on his face, he always gets flinched. Let's hope one is enough. No, one's not enough. Damn. Okay. Okay. So I'm not using my mantles. I refuse to use them. That might have been a bad idea. What is this, the French flinching? I always fight Rajang and he never flinches this much. And I hit all of his arm. Yeah, that's good. Isn't there a red pot here? Not. Yeah, Rajang is still a hard monster. Any ideas for a life steal build? I don't know. Got a mount. Jesus. Stab that ass, huh? I think that's right there. Yeah. Yep, that knocked him out of it. I don't think I have time for this. Oh, never mind. I do, because he's exhausted. Alright, Rajang, I'm about to turn the tables on your ass right now. And he's gonna get enraged right here. Called it. You get a helm splitter right here. Should actually get a KO this time. Or death, that works too. Okay. That was I'll be honest, that was a pretty sloppy hunt by me. I could have done that better. But, yeah, as you can see, even with this weak-ass armor, I can still beat him. Message retracted. Okay. Well, that was a something. Jesus. GG. Yep, GG. No, but like, I didn't see so much random stuff happen. Like, he never flinches that much. Like, every time I had the opportunity to throw throwing pods on him, he got flinched. And then, don't even get me started on Kiryu hitting him with the gong out of the air. Like, what are the chances? I rarely see that happen. But it does happen. Do I have a Discord? No, I don't. Technically, yes, I do, but I don't have anything on it. Like, I don't know how to run a Discord. I don't have moderators or anything like that. What time is it? 7:20. Damn. When am I gonna stream Monster Hunter World Iceborne again? I don't know. Maybe do like one last stream. I say last, but I don't know. Like a farewell stream for Monster Hunter World next week on Wednesday, because Thursday? No, Friday. No, I'll do one on Thursday next week, maybe. And that's to like commemorate the end of World and the beginning of Rise. I can't believe Rise is a week away and we still don't know anything about